Hi everyone, it's Sarah back with the West Lincoln Public Library for another teen book review. Happy New Year. It is January 2022. I hope you guys all had a lovely break. We are starting off fresh here with a couple of new differences to our teen reviews. For one, we are hosting a new teen book club. We will be beginning with our book that I will introduce in just a second. Our next session is Thursday, January 27th at 6:30 p.m. It is still digital, we are still online, so if you're interested in registering and signing up, you can email or contact us at the West Lincoln Public Library, and we hope to see you there. This month's review is one that I chose myself, and I was very pleased to find it just as exciting as I thought it would be. We're stepping into a little bit of a horror thriller book this time around. White Smoke by Tiffany Jackson. I unfortunately do not have the book on me right now, but there are plenty of copies for you to pick up at the Smithville branch of the West Lincoln Public Library if you'd like to get a jump start on reading it for a session in 2 weeks. Now, don't worry if you're a little late joining us. I sped through this book, so you're not in any rush it's not going to be hard to finish it. And I don't know if it was because it's a very fast-paced, engaging novel, or just because I loved the characters so much. Easily finish it in one sitting on a dark and stormy night with like a nice hot cup of like cocoa or something. Not a difficult read whatsoever. Now, this particular novel I chose because it touches on a lot of different interesting themes. Basically, it starts off with high schooler Marigold, who is moving into a new, let's say, renovated house with her mother, her brother, her stepfather Alec, and stepsister Piper. She's the eldest, and while she gets along well with her younger brother, there are definite tensions between the two siblings and their stepsister Piper. She's what they consider to be a brat. She acts up, she wants attention, and her stepfather Alec really doesn't do anything to discipline her. It's very much an us against them mentality. And while they're doing their best to sort of settle into this new house, the house itself comes with a lot of contracts. Them moving into it was basically given as a gift for their mother to write up all kinds of great basically art essays about the community as it's being revitalized by a huge overbranching organization. I will not go into it too much because obviously I want you to read it yourself, but settling into the house does not go off without a hitch for the family. Marigold is very interesting in the sense that she, while a very diverse character, can come off as a rather unreliable narrator throughout the story. She has a severe phobia of bedbugs that comes from a past trauma, and it is reflected in essentially everything she does. She re-washes her clothes and her sheets rigorously, constantly. She is cleaning the house over and over again. Any sort of like bacteria, anything unhygienic, whenever she's out in unfamiliar territories, places, houses, schools, anything, bedbugs are constantly on her mind. And to cope with this trauma and these phobias, she self-medicates. She uses marijuana. And her need of it also can somewhat affect her perceptions and her grounds in reality, which again affects how she reacts to certain things. As instances start occurring in her home around her family, sudden cold spots, a rancid smell that only she seems to notice, things being moved and disappearing, her nerves and her insecurities start to get the best of her. She doesn't know if she's living in a haunted house, and all of these things that keep happening to her, the more extreme they get, she keeps chalking them up to the fact that she knows she has issues grounding herself and not being overly paranoid. So we as the audience can't really tell if she's blowing things out of proportion. It's not until she gets her little brother in to being more aware of these circumstances that things really start to come to light that something is seriously wrong in their house. And it's not just in their house that things seem to be off and very unsettling. The neighborhood itself, while she does make some great friends in the local neighbors and at school through gardening clubs and other outside activities, you definitely get the sense that there is something very dark lingering in the town and in the community settlement and in the people that paid their family to move there, essentially. You really don't know who to trust. There seems to be everyone has something to hide. And while you never really know what to expect in the classic, oh, it's a haunted house sort of scenario, you know what you think you're going to get, the whole, oh, tragic backstory, things that only I see. But Tiffany Jackson does a really fantastic way of keeping you on your toes through Marigold's, or Mary, perspective. All the classic tropes of a haunted house might not be real at all when you're seeing them through her eyes. And despite all that, I was still quite sufficiently unsettled through reading the book. I really wasn't sure how there were so many different plot points and so many different characters clashing with one another. I wasn't sure how it was all going to get wrapped up in the end. And obviously, I will not spoil the ending, because whether or not you've read it or you'll be planning to join us for book club, I want you to experience that for yourself. I was very satisfied. I was very concerned it might turn into pure shock value, but it was actually a very tidy, well completed story. And I will definitely be looking back through it to see if there's any like foreshadowing or any little hints about stuff that happens later in the book that they drop here and there in the beginning stages. I love foreshadowing myself. And yeah, overall, I was very, very pleasantly happy to see that this book was a very spooky start to my new year. And yes, I'm also thrilled because I chose that book, and it seems that people will also get the chance to be reading it for our book club. As I said before in the beginning of the video, we will be hosting our next teen book club meeting Thursday, January 27th at 6:30 p.m. online. If you'd like to get a copy of the book and you don't already have it, come see us at Smithville. We are happy to give you one. There are also digital resources for you if you'd rather do that. And yes, we will be hosting the video online at that time. So feel free, give us a call if you need any more information. I will be back next month with another teen book club. I will not reveal what it is quite yet. If you stop by for our next meeting, I will tell you. Otherwise, I will see you guys in the next video. Have an excellent night, guys.